Welcome to the channel where we talk about everything Disney. We're huge Disney fans. As you can tell, we got Disney stuff everywhere. We started with the domestic parks like Disney World, and
now we're going to tell you everything about DisneySea, what we ate, what we did, what we rode, what we liked, what we didn't like, and all of that jazz.
So hopefully you can learn something from this if you're planning on going there.
And just take some of the stress off of...
And if you're not planning on going there, maybe this will make you want to go there.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want you to have a stress-free time because we had a little bit of stress at the beginning just trying to get our bearings and learn everything. So hopefully we can help you a little bit so you can avoid what we went through.
Yeah, we did a lot of research before we got there.
Yeah, see that gray hair right there? That was the planning.
See all these gray hairs right there?
Yeah.
I was listening to her plan.
Probably.
Yeah, so.
All right, well, here we go.
Hope you enjoy.
Let's start off with the morning. So we got up at 6 a.m. so we could be in line by 7 a.m. and the parks open at 9.
And we got in line at 7 a.m. and there was still, I mean, we were pretty close up, but it was actually still a decently long line before we even got there. So I think some people are getting there at 6:30, even 6:15 if you really want to be right up front.
Yes, and we took a taxi over, an Uber, I guess, or I think it was just a regular taxi that was in the front of our hotel. We hopped in it and we were there in 5 minutes, which to us was a little bit better just because we didn't want to waste that time taking the train and figuring that out, like the monorail as they call it. We got dropped off at this little area. At the entrance there was a ton of cars just parked, but I don't think that they even let the cars until 7, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it was actually really smart to take the taxi.
Yeah.
It cost 12 bucks.
12, yeah.
So, but we were here in 5 minutes. I think if we took the tram, we would have been waiting. It would have been half an hour before we got here. So
totally.
5 minutes. Everyone else, for the most part, is driving or taking the tram. I think we're gonna be pretty close up. Actually, who knows? But hopefully, we're pretty close up. The monorail is very convenient and very quick there, but at the same time, it would probably add about 10 to 20 minutes depending on when you are in the train's rotation. So you got to walk to the train, wait for the train, and then the train takes probably 5 minutes to actually get to where you're going, but maybe 10. So you want to factor that in if you are going to take the monorail.
Definitely. And so we got in line, we waited the whole 2 hours. Basically, you're going to sit down or stand up right away once you're in line. And then occasionally they'll have everyone stand up and move forward a little bit. So it starts out very orderly and then you kind of end up in more of a crowd as you get closer to the entry time.
And one thing I did notice that was nice is everyone is very respectful in line. Mm-hmm. Everyone doesn't there's no pushing or budging or getting in your way. Like everyone's just kind of nice and quiet and relaxed. And, a lot of people bring like a breakfast and a blanket and they sit down on the blanket and have some snacks and some drinks and just kind of relax and take it all in. And
this would not happen at Disney World. It was much more civilized.
Yes, very civilized. So that was actually kind of nice to see and kind of made it a little bit more enjoyable.
There's 2 different ways to ride rides if you want to skip the line. The first one's the 40th anniversary priority pass, which is basically as soon as you get in, it's first come, first serve. You can try to book certain attractions at a certain time, and that one's free. So if you have the app, I highly suggest doing that because it is free and you can get on at least 1 or 2 rides and keep refreshing throughout the day because these passes do come up from time to time. That actually happened to us, which was really lucky. So we were able to ride every ride we wanted to that day just by the swipe and refresh constantly for both of the passes actually. And then you're going to talk about the paid one, which was...
Yeah, so then there's the Premier Access Pass, which that is basically allows you to pay for individual rides. And these rides are anywhere from $10 to $25 a ride, depending on how busy it is and which ride it is, how popular it is. So we used that a lot. Mm-hmm. We paid for a lot of rides that day. It's actually quite nice because they're almost
$20.
Yeah, probably an average of $20
Canadian,
each.
15 American a day.
Because we did do, I don't know, maybe we did about 10 rides with it and it was like $120 each, maybe a little bit more. So it definitely adds up pretty quick and you don't really realize because you're like so excited, like, oh, we can ride this right now, let's do it. But it was, for us, it was totally worth it, especially because we didn't know what it was going to be like when we were there with my family. So we were there for the first day alone and we're like, we just want to get everything in that we can get in. So we're just going to spend the money we need to spend. And we were literally, it was a very busy time while we were there. It was during a
3-hour lineups for rides.
Yeah. So like it was during a Japanese holiday. So there was a lot of people there and we were the very, very first ones on Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Literally the first people on.
Yeah.
Which one would you like to do next?
You pick.
And then all of them have their
All of them look good to me, remember? So
the 40-minute way.
Perfect. Yeah, this is pretty sweet.
Get right on.
Yeah, this
I
is
like it.
crazy.
地平に広がる実に不思議な自然の世界。
Okay. Yeah, we were the only ones that even used that pass. We got there, we're like, oh, we have this pass, and the gate was closed. And he's like, oh, just go to the standby
So
line.
it's 20 minutes,
yeah,
and
he's
then
like,
you can ride it again.
Yeah, and we're like, oh no, we'll just use this. So we're the very first ones through there. Got to the very front. They put us on the very first train, front row. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, it's super convenient. You get to ride. We got to ride every ride we wanted to ride during one of the busiest times. So I recommend using it if you can. And yeah, it works really well.
Another thing to note is they don't have photographers around the park, like I actually don't think Disney Paris does either. So I think it's just
The domestic parks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So North America, or the American ones.
Which those photographers are cool to have, and I kind of wish they had them there because they do take really good photos and stuff.
Yeah.
But they don't have that at all. If you do want, you can ask a cast member, and they will take a photo for you. But it's not going to be. It's just going to be on your phone, and it's not going to be the same quality and stuff.
And then same with if you get on a ride and they take your picture, which they do that. You can you have to go and pay for that individual one. There's not a way to add it to your app. There's not a way to, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Like you could scan the QR code, so you could probably buy it online, but you couldn't just add it to, like, if you're paying for the Premier Access Pass or whatever, you couldn't just get it free.
And they do a good job at the rides, where you know how a lot of people run to the screens after and take a photo of the screens, that they put these crazy watermarks over them, or put like
boulders
animations
are flying over,
or water splashing over it. So like if you take a photo, it's almost impossible to get it right where you actually get your photo. Caitlin still ended up getting a couple decent ones, but
it took me some effort though.
Yeah, it's definitely not as easy as it is in the domestic parks to like get an okay photo with it. Yeah.
Another very civilized thing about Japan is that the characters just wander. You don't stand in line for them. No lines can be formed to get your picture with them. They either come over to you or they don't. And you can either get a photo with them kind of from afar, or you can hope that they come to you to get that photo.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They'll just be kind of wandering around, and people aren't like barging into them or going crazy over them. People just kind of walk up, and he interacts with you a little bit if he wants to. If he doesn't, he just kind of walks away, and everyone's very civilized about it.
Now let's get to the fun part about Disney, the rides and the food. Let's start with food.
Sure, let's start with food.
Okay, I thought the snacks were really great. Some of the sit-down meals, not my favorite.
So the food I thought was kind of a hit and miss. Some was really good, some I didn't like at all. We watched a lot of videos on like what to eat while you're there and stuff, and we went to the things that were highly recommended, and still a lot of the stuff I wasn't a huge fan of. So I think it is definitely just a little bit different, but there's still some really, really good food to get there.
And that's just it. Don't necessarily trust us. If we're talking about something that sounds good to you, try it. And the things that we might talk up, you might hate, because we all have different tastes. So we'll just go through everything. We'll show you everything, and then you can make your own judgments. Let's start with the potato churro.
That was near the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride. Highly recommended by most videos we saw.
And it was a miss for me.
Yeah, me too.
The flavor wasn't anything great, and then the sauce that we put on it, that's totally what ruined it for me.
It was like a fish sauce, right?
It was very, very fishy and salty, and like I like that, but it was fishy, not like
good fishy.
Yeah. I don't even know if that makes sense, but
it was a total miss. We had a couple bites each.
Not good.
We had a couple bites each and then threw it out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it might be worth trying it as a very popular item there, but
and maybe you'll like it.
Exactly, but just not for us.
But the creme brulee churro.
Ooh.
Oh my God. Every time we walked by it, we wanted it. It smelled delicious. It had that crunch. It had like a tiny little bit of cream in the middle.
Yep.
But I had a couple of those. That one was really good.
Not overly sweet, creamy, little crunchy. It was really, really good.
And popcorn. The popcorn's like the biggest snack there. It's in everywhere. So we had, the curry popcorn, we had chocolate popcorn, and then we also had black pepper at DisneySea. We had some others at Disneyland Tokyo, which we'll talk about in a different video. But the popcorn's delicious. It smells great as you're walking by. So it's going to get you. Even if you don't love it, it's going to get you. But the coolest thing about it is there's popcorn carts everywhere, and they're themed like the area. So when you're in, I don't even know what area it was, but
like the Aladdin type area and stuff.
Curry popcorn.
Yeah.
So it smelled like delicious curry everywhere, and then you roll up and there's a curry popcorn cart. So popcorn is a big thing here. We just waited, I'd say,
10 minutes?
yeah.
Not even.
And this was one of the smaller lines. It's for the curry popcorn, but I think it smells delicious.
It doesn't smell very good.
It smells really good.
If you like curry, it smells good, but I'm not a huge curry fan, so.
So we're gonna give it a try. It's $4 for a little box, I guess. The best thing I got all day. So don't get germs.
Yeah.
And then my other favorite one was the sushi roll. It had like a tempura and it was kind of sweet, kind of savory, really good. It was a little bit warm, which was strange. Like it wasn't chilled, but I loved it. I wanted to go back and get another one, but it closed the next day. So
yeah, it was very good. Not my favorite thing of the trip. She loved it more than almost anything else, but yeah, it was very good and worth trying out for sure.
Your favorite was the long pizza.
Yeah, the long pizza was fantastic. It's like a bag, like a twisted baguette or something, and then within the twist there's like cheese and tomato sauce and basil, and it was so good. It was moist, it was fresh, it was cheesy.
You also had the spaghetti there?
Yeah, we had the spaghetti bolognese there, I think is what it was called, and it was really good too. My sister said it tasted kind of like Chef Boyardee, but everybody else liked it.
Food.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was really good. It was simple, plain, and just tasty.
The mochis, they were super cute, like the Toy Story ones, like the little aliens. They had chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, which was fun to try. It's a great texture, but they kind of were a miss for me too.
Yeah, I think we took one bite each and then threw them out.
Nothing special.
Yeah, definitely worth trying. You might love them. They're cute. They're fun for like a couple photos and stuff like that, but the flavor just not the best.
And then the cold ramen, and it comes with like a little meal. There's a cold ramen, almond panna cotta, and there's something else too. I can't remember what we had. But that meal was the meal that I was most looking forward to on this trip, and it was the worst one for me. The almond panna cotta was delicious.
Yeah, the panna cotta was so good.
Had like crispy bananas on it. Really liked that. Yeah. But the ramen, again, it was just really fishy.
And the thing about it was we watched a couple of videos on this, and everyone's like, you got to get this ramen. It's so good. No one mentioned it was cold.
Yeah.
So we were expecting like this warm, like, a ramen that we're used to getting in the West. And it was like, it had been sitting in the fridge for the last hour. So it was just weird. And yeah, super fishy. Like they love their fish flavors there. And
in the West.
What?
Is that what you're getting in the West?
No.
Is that what you said?
I said no, I didn't.
You said that we're used to getting in the West. We're used to getting ramen in the West.
I don't know what she's talking about.
We'll play it back.
Yeah, we'll roll it back and see what I said.
You mean
in the West, we're used to like warm ramen.
In the West. Well, what's the West?
What's the West?
Yeah.
Okay, like Asia's like East.
No, Asia's West to us.
What are you talking about? Asia's considered the East.
Oh.
And like the West is considered like America and Europe and stuff like that. Okay,
we're teaching you things in this video.
No, I think we're teaching you things. I think most people knew that.
Well, I was like, they're West to us. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we go West to get there. But like when you look at like a world map that's on the East. Yeah,
either
whatever.
Way. There you go.
One of my favorite things we had was a spicy chicken leg. And this was kind of near the Indiana Jones area. And
actually, right by Raging Spirits.
Right by Raging Spirits. There's just a little stand there. And it's kind of like their version of the turkey leg, I think. It's like a smoked, spicy chicken leg, and it comes with the leg and the thigh attached to it. And there was a huge line for it. We saw the line. We're like, what is this? And I was like, okay.
The line always gets me. I'm like, if there is a big line, I need to see what people are excited about.
Yeah, huge line. So we waited maybe 20 minutes for it, and it did not disappoint. We got 3 of them, I think, for the 2 of us. We ate it all, no problem. It's got some nice spice to it.
Matt panics. He's like, I'm going to need 2 just in case.
Well, I'm used to the turkey legs, which are huge, and these are just chicken legs, which aren't huge. So, and they just looked really good. So I'm like, I know I'm going to like this. So we got that. We also got a mojito with it, I think. Mojito was okay, but the turkey leg.
It almost tastes like they put Sprite in it, so it was a bit sweet. It had kiwi in it, crushed kiwi,
right,
and then Sprite.
We didn't love it at first, but we ended up drinking it all, and
it made us feel good.
And it was good towards the end. I remember thinking, this gets better. And I think if you muddle the kiwi at the bottom a little bit with your straw, it adds a little flavor. So that's a little pro tip right there. Muddle it first, and then it'll be a little bit better.
There's also another place where you can get chicken legs. They're not the spicy ones, and they were almost as good, not as good. And they also had curried chicken tenders that came with like these bread things, and almost like the cheese breads you get in Brazil, but littler, not quite as good. And then like some maybe shrimp puffs or something. It was okay.
It was a very weird mix of flavors. I thought it made no sense to me. My dad really liked
Yeah.
it. I think Dave liked it too. But yeah, I thought it was a little weird. The chicken strips were okay,
Hmm.
nothing special.
Not
But
our favorite
I
meal.
don't love like Indian
Would
flavors.
eat it
So
again, but
yeah,
wouldn't crave it.
yeah.
And then the Snuggly Duckling restaurant had a really good burger. It was kind of strange because it had like a piece of like back bacon on it, like ham.
Mm-hmm.
But I would get it again. The bun was really soft.
Yeah.
And then one of the other members in our group got like the fish burger and said it was also really good.
Yeah, that was really good. That's also one of the table service restaurants in the new Fantasy
And plus,
Springs
it's
area.
Snuggly Duckling. Who doesn't want to like eat at a super cute restaurant called the Snuggly Duckling?
Yeah, and the burger was really good. I think we got one to share and then ended up getting another one. It was so good. And the fries are good too. So yeah, a nice like kind of American style meal to have while you're
And
there.
sometimes you do just want to sit down. And if you do want to sit down and you want a cocktail, I say you go to the Roosevelt Lounge.
Yes.
And it's in that really cool big boat. So it's a fun experience. It's beautiful inside. It's all like Teddy Roosevelt themed. So you get to see like the little teddy bear and learn that like the teddy bear is called that because of Teddy Roosevelt, which I had no idea about.
Yeah, they have a ton of history and
Mhm.
pictures and stuff on the walls and some like glass, display cases with some stuff, memorabilia, or whatever it's called. I don't know if it was actually like real stuff,
Yeah,
but it was cool to see and
was.
read about.
It's Teddy Roosevelt said something about being soft and carrying a stick.
Yeah, lead with a soft hand to carry a big stick.
Yes, that's it.
Something like that. Hall of Presidents.
And then basically you can order any cocktail you want. So like a martini or tequila, like they have it all, which is kind of nice.
No dirty martinis
Yes.
though.
And the lady was so cute the way she said it too. She's like, no dirty.
Yeah.
So the rest of the trip we're going around being like, no dirty.
Yeah.
Look at that thing, okay?
But extra dirty, extra olive.
That was actually the highlight of our trip.
But I did really love that lounge.
Mhm.
It was really nice. It's relaxing. It's a cool theme. Good drinks. I highly recommend if you want to
nice
just
place
sit.
to like get away from the crowds and be normal for a little
Yeah,
bit.
and surprisingly, the both times we went there it wasn't like super busy or anything, so we got in like fairly quick, just like as a walk up. So
The other food I was really excited about was the gyoza bun. And that kind of failed for me too. Just not a lot of flavor, a lot of dough, a little bit of filling. And then while we were there, we also got like a sparkling whiskey drink, which was good. Again, it was a little bit sweet for us, but it came with cacao nibs on top, which was strange because like you'd be drinking the drink and then you'd get these like bits of crunch, which is, it kind of grew on me. But at first I was like, what is this? This seems stupid. And
yeah,
then,
the drink was good.
Mhm.
The dumpling thing was not very good. Pretty boring. It just needed a dip. I think it needed like
that soy, like that kind of saltiness.
or even just what's that kind of dip? Like a like a sticky dip,
Like a oh, you wanted hoisin
like a
sauce?
plum sauce.
Oh no, you don't
Yeah.
want sweet. You want, because it's already kind of sweet on its own.
No, you want like a plum sauce with it or something
Matt
for
doesn't know
sure.
what he's talking about.
When you get it and try it, you'll be like, I wish this had a plum sauce.
No,
with
you'll
it.
wish this had like a dumpling sauce, like spicy and
Either
vinegary.
either or would have worked well, but just on its own,
just
it's
a
a little
freaking sauce.
yeah, it was a little boring on its own. So
Totally. And then everywhere has iced oolong tea, which is great, and that grew on us too. But the thing is it's hard to find water.
yeah, it's strange. Like most the booths and stuff don't have bottled water.
No, like everywhere in America, you'd find bottled water. There, you have to go to a specific vending machine, which we learned they do have. And also, by the way, if you hit blue, like if something's outlined in blue, it's cold. If you hit something that's outlined in red, it is warm. So an iced tea that you think is going to be iced is not. It's going to come out hot tea in like a plastic container.
I was so hot and wanted a refreshing green tea, and she gets me a boiling hot green tea. So
I got it at least. I enjoyed it.
yeah, she ended up drinking it.
Although I was like, what kind of weird microplastics are in this?
I know, right? Because
Yeah,
it's like
kinda
hot
strange.
in plastic.
Totally.
Yeah.
So if you go to a restaurant, like a sit down or table service, they do have little jugs of water, which you can, and they come with like the little tiniest little Dixie cups.
Which I don't actually
Which-
like
no.
because I'm like so thirsty, and so I can fill up this
We
little
fill up,
cup
like,
like
5
10
and bring them
times,
over on a
and it's
tray.
still not enough water.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something to keep in
I guess
mind.
you could bring your own water bottle.
Yeah.
But we didn't do that.
No.
Anyways, that is our food. So take it or leave it. Try the things that sound good to you, even if we said that we didn't like them.
Yeah, I recommend just trying everything. If you don't like it, throw it out and just keep going.
Yep. Oh, another cool thing about the merchandise is in America, you know how they come with really, really long things, which are super annoying. It's just like a little tab here.
Yeah.
So again, the Japanese know what they're doing, which is great.
Yeah. So now we're going to talk about all the rides at Tokyo DisneySea, which there's a lot of good rides.
Mhm.
Some rides are pretty much the same as in Disney World or Disneyland, I think.
Yep.
But there's a lot of different ones as well that are very unique and really, really cool.
So I guess let's start with the very first one we did, which was Journey to the Center of the Earth. We're not going to tell you, like, I don't like it when people kind of ruin rides.
We're not going to give you any spoilers, nothing like that. Just give you an
say,
idea
like,
of
what
what
it
we
is.
thought of it.
Yeah. So it was kind of cool, a little bit of adventure, a little bit like it's calm at first, and then it picks up and you go fast. It's more like a roller coaster, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a track coaster system, and you're basically going through the huge volcano that you like. Right when you walk in, you'll notice this big volcano, and it's in there, so that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some animatronics, there's some thrills, and it's a really good ride. It's one of the most popular rides there.
Again, ask to wait at the front. You can just do the little Google Translate and just say, "Can we please wait for the first row?" They'll let you, which is great because, again, if you're there one time, you want to get the full experience.
Yeah, we always do that in Disney World. We wait for the best spot. We
Mhm.
didn't know if we'd be able to do that in Tokyo, and they had no
We had no
problem
problem.
with it. So we just pulled it up on Google Translate, showed it to them. They'd read it, they'd say, "Wait here," and we'd go on the next one. So.
Totally. So yeah, wait for the front on that one, and it's cool because that is a must-do ride because they don't have it at any other park. So
Yeah.
I think you'd be silly not to do it.
And there's one thing I want to give away. There is a huge animatronic, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
pretty awesome.
It
like
is.
it's like the size of a house.
Totally.
So yeah, it's very
Which I
cool.
didn't notice the first time I rode it, by the way.
Yeah, I think the first time we were still pretty stressed out, just trying to get rides and get
Yes.
everything set up and getting in for the first time. And we were on there within like 10 minutes of being in the park, and it was just still a little hectic.
That's
So
like, did you see that when we got off? And I'm like, no.
and she's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "That was like the main part of the ride."
Oops.
But yeah.
And the next one we did was 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which was
Yes.
cool. You have to sit facing forward. We sat facing the other way other times, and it was like the ride sucked.
So each ride vehicle has 6 spots, and 2 or
So
4
it's like
face the
you can either
sides.
hop in and face forward, and then there's one on the side, one on the side. If you don't get that forward one, your ride's gonna suck. Just
Yeah.
like 1,000%.
We had heard about it that it's kind of like a boring ride and not that good. The first time we did it, we sat up front and
It
we
was
were
my
like, "That's
favorite
one
ride.
of the best rides I've ever been on."
Yes.
Like it was amazing. And then the second time we did it, we were in those side seats, and we were like, "That's one of the worst rides we've ever been on."
Yes.
So it makes a huge
Huge
difference
difference.
where you're sitting. Like absolutely mind blowing how big of a difference it is. But it is such a cool ride if you're in those front seats. It is so well done. It's super impressive. So I recommend checking that one out and just making sure you get that front seat. And a nice thing about that one is there's almost never a wait.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
it was
on-
like 5 minutes.
On average, it was 5 to 20
and
minutes.
we were like, how? Like, this is such a good ride. But it was because we had that front seat the first time.
Yeah, so
And you get like a little light that you can shine around too, which we didn't notice the first time. We didn't notice that till the second time.
Yeah.
There's a little light you can shine around to see everything, which is cool too.
yeah, definitely a very cool ride.
Tangled. I thought the ride was very well done, but
Mhm.
very, very short.
Yeah, very short, very well done. I really enjoyed it. It's a slow ride. It's a boat ride.
Like you go for that lantern scene.
Yeah, the lantern scene's awesome. I also like the scene where her hair lights up.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's definitely some cool scenes and stuff. Great ride. Kids will love it for sure.
Mhm.
If you love the Tangled movies,
You're gonna
I've
absolutely love it.
I've never even seen the
either.
Tangled movies, and I did like it. But I think if you like the movies, you'll really, really enjoy it.
Okay, let's talk about one we really loved in the fantasy area. Peter Pan. It is not like the traditional Peter Pan ride that we are used to. It's
Insane.
yeah. Like,
I would put that on probably top 3 rides of all time.
I agree. We rode it 3 times.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And I would compare it to, it's
Because
like,
we're like, we'll just keep paying for it because it's that good.
yeah, it's a mix of Flight of Passage,
Yep.
Soarin', and then maybe
Peter Pan.
But there's also,
You
it's just,
really feel like
and
you're
Ratatouille,
flying.
because you're kind of like going on,
On a
I
cart.
think it's like a trackless ride
Oh, actually, like
system.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yeah,
Yep. So it's kind of like that, and it's so good. You have to do that one if you go.
literally feels like you're flying.
And the other one that was in fantasy was Frozen, so Anna and Elsa.
Mhm.
The ride was good. I think it's comparable to, it's completely different, but it's comparable to the one at Disney World.
Yeah, it's a log ride.
Yep, it's
You
good.
go forwards, you go backwards, couple small drops, stuff like
Mhm.
that. So it's good, but I mean, the one in Disney World's super popular as
Yeah.
well. So
So it's a good ride. Again, if you are a Frozen fan, absolutely do it. If you're not, it doesn't matter if you did or not.
if you can only do that or Peter Pan,
Peter Pan.
Peter
If you
Pan.
can only do anything, Peter Pan.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm. Indiana Jones.
I had never been on the one in Disneyland, so I had nothing to compare it to. I thought it was one of the top rides there. I thought it was absolutely amazing. Super cool ride. It's thrilling. There's tons to look at. There's tons going on. It's just a really, really well done ride.
I agree. It's I'd say it's a must do, and that was actually on the premiere or whatever one was free. So we got to ride that
Right.
for free and skip the line, which was pretty cool.
And if that's what they're doing at Disney World, taking away Dinosaur, I think I'm okay with them taking away Dinosaur.
Finally.
Which makes me sad because I do love Dinosaur, but it was better than Dinosaur
Yes.
for sure.
Absolutely. And then beside that was Raging Spirits, which is just like a little coaster. You go upside down, which is different than any other.
It's a pretty short coaster, not much thrill to it except for the one loop, which still it's kind of like a slow loop, so it's not like super thrilling.
Although it did jolt me, and still to this, I think it's like we've been home for a month. It hurts, like my chest, it like snapped something in me.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to her. It seems weird. I don't know how that would have happened, but I guess
I'm
it
just
did.
accident prone.
And a pro tip, do the single
Single
rider
rider.
line. Because it was like an hour-long wait. We're like, oh, let's just go through the single rider line. We got right up to the front. We did this twice. Once just me and her. We were right on. And then we did it another time with my family. So it was like 6 of us. And we still got on pretty quick. It
10 minutes.
took a little bit longer. We did get right up to the front. But in Japan, it does seem like everyone's in groups of 2 or 4. So like we actually had to wait a little while for those like, area for one person
So
to
just
go
fun to
on.
ride with your group, but at the same time, we were like, we don't want to wait for this dinky little coaster.
Yeah.
Tower of Terror.
Oh.
Completely different
Yeah.
than the Tower of Terror or Guardians that we're used to in America.
Different queue, different building, different ride system, different everything,
Storyline.
different storyline. Like everything was
When you
completely
get up,
different.
you don't go over into an area. You
Yeah.
just go up and down.
Yeah, you literally get in and then it just kind of does its up and down thing. You don't get in and then drive around in the buggy to the elevator or shaft and go
I
up
didn't
and
think
down.
it was as scary as
I thought because
the
I heard
American ones,
I heard
but-
a lot of people say that the falls, the up and down, aren't as intense, but I thought it was pretty
it
similar.
was pretty similar.
Yeah, but overall, I think the ride it looks really cool. I think the building
Yes.
is so well done. It's huge. It
Very
looks
well
amazing. But overall, I think I haven't done the one in Disneyland, so I can't say. But the one
That's
in
Guardians.
yeah, I know the one in Disney World is way better
Mhm.
overall.
And then another similar ride to what we have in the American ones are Toy Story Mania.
Yep.
The exact same ride. So
Yeah.
that was fun.
Except it's in Japanese.
Yes. So, but you gotta know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Just point
And
shoot.
you walk through Woody's mouth to get into the building, which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah. Right. Sinbad.
Sinbad was awesome.
It was.
I would compare it to Small World. Tons of animatronics, but so well done.
Mhm.
And it's probably a 15-minute ride. Like it's super long. It's
Good bang for your buck, even though it's free.
super relaxing. There's like 2 or 3 huge animatronics,
Yep.
like the size of a room, and they're really well done. So I actually thought that ride was super good. Most people say it's kind of a skip. I don't think it's a skip. And the
We
lines,
liked it. And it was like fun little songs and whatnot, all in Japanese. And then Soarin'. It's your typical Soarin', except for the end you fly over Tokyo instead of Disney World.
and the theming is way different.
Wait, do they also fly over?
Oh yeah, and instead of Paris, it's Tokyo.
Okay, so
You go
instead
up
of
the
Paris,
Tokyo
it's
Tower.
Tokyo, and then you fly over Tokyo Disney.
Yeah, Tokyo DisneySea.
Okay.
And really good ride. Theming's different. But other than that, it's pretty much the same thing.
So we're waiting, and we did learn that you can request row 1.
Yeah, B1.
So it's B1 for Soren. It's Terraza or something Plaza. Terraza.
still Traza B.
Terraza B. So B1. No. Well, row 1.
B1. The exact same as Soarin'.
And then we did the DisneySea Electric Railway. So it's basically just like a 5-minute little train ride. But it
To
was
the
cool.
American waterfront. From
Okay.
Port Discovery to the American waterfront. And so it basically takes you from the volcano area to the American area where there's the big boat and Tower of Terror and stuff like
So
that.
if you just don't feel like walking, you want to do a cute little ride, it was perfect. And then those were all the rides we did. I'm trying to think if there was any that we skipped, but I actually don't think so.
I think we did every single ride.
Yeah. No, we actually didn't do the ones that were in Ariel's shell.
Right. So in Ariel's shell, it's actually a really cool area that we
Yes,
went in
we
and looked in.
Walked by it a million times without knowing you could go in it.
Yeah.
And even we did our research ahead of time, still didn't know. And when you walk in, you look down and it's just super cool. So if you have kids, those are your rides, and like it's beautiful just to go and look at.
And there is a little roller coaster that you get to from in the shell. You go downstairs and there's a roller coaster that's outside.
Oh yeah.
And we walked by that a couple times and never really realized how to get on it, but it's kind of like for kids and stuff, so it's a pretty tame.
So we skipped the kids stuff, but
Yeah.
it was all super cool. Okay, what are your overall thoughts on DisneySea?
I actually think it's probably one of, if not the best Disney park I've
Especially
been
for
to.
themed.
Yeah,
How they themed it.
and what's crazy is I thought it was probably built in 2017 or 2018. Turns out it was built in 2001. So like it is so clean, it is so well kept.
We only saw one scratch.
Yeah, there's no scratches. All the paint's perfect. Everything's immaculate. So it looks like a brand new park. It is awesome. I wish in Disney World they would bring this park there. Just bring that whole park to Disney World. That should be the 5th park in Disney World, and that would be awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
But overall, still I like Disney World more.
There's just something about it, and it feels like home to us.
Yes.
But I would definitely go back.
Yeah, I want to go back for sure. Absolutely. And what about you?
Same. I loved it. I thought the theming was great. The food was really good. I loved how there were so many more snacks that were cheap. So you're not like breaking the bank trying to get all these snacks. But I thought it was great. I would absolutely go back. If it was a little bit closer, that would be nicer.
It's kind of a pain getting
and
to
then like
Japan.
the cost of it all, everything's cheaper. So
yeah, the rooms are cheaper,
huge
the
win.
tickets are cheaper, the food is cheaper, everything's cheaper. So
yeah,
definitely worth checking out. Highly recommended. Super awesome.
Cheers
Fun time.
to DisneySea.
Yeah, cheers.
Woo!